everyone, welcome to Graphic Novel. My name is Adam. Tonight we're going to be reviewing North 40. It's a 6-issue limited series by Aaron Williams and Fiona Staple. It was published from July through December of 2009. Here we have the trade edition, looking all fancy. This book is one of my favorites. A lot of people know Fiona Staples from the juggernaut that is Saga, and if you've read that and enjoyed it, I would highly recommend this. To be fair, if you've read and enjoyed anything at any point, I would highly recommend this. North 40 is the story of Conover County, which is a small country backwoods type county, where like a D&D nerd and a goth chick get the equivalency of the Necronomicon from a local university library, and upon reading it, open up a gate to an alternate dimension. Everybody in town passes out, and when they wake up, they've all mutated into all sorts of monsters, and nobody can leave the county without dying. I'm not really worried about spoilers in these reviews, especially since this book is like 8 years old, something like that. So tonight we are drinking the Windvane Red IPA from Bad Weather Brewing, which is excellent graphic novel reading beer. Now, this book is really, I love this book. It has kind of the Firefly effect to it. It was a 6-issue limited series, but it becomes very apparent when you're reading it, at least to me, it seemed like they wanted to move forward with it. And the biggest complaint that I have about this book is that so much of it seems to be setting up for another series or a continuation, possibly even an ongoing. It weighs in at 142 pages. It was 6 issues. It's full color. It's absolutely fucking gorgeous. I mean, Fiona Staples' work is some of the best in the industry, and this was my first exposure to it. I actually read this before I got into Saga. This book, it really showcases her ability to not only draw the fantastic, but also the very mundane. The characters are all very believable. The physicality of them, the movement, the perspectives, the flow of the pages are all top-notch, which is even more impressive given how early on in Fiona Staples' career this was. Now, Aaron Williams, what did he do? He did Nodwick, he did Full Frontal Nerdity, he's done, I think it was another one he did for DC called Diablo or something like that, which I have not read. Maybe we'll get to it eventually. This particular book, the trade paperback that I have here, it originally retailed for $17.99. I personally wouldn't have been bummed out if I would have paid that for this. I really dug it. That being said, I bought mine used, and you can find them on eBay for relatively cheap. I would really recommend adding this to your collection. It's got some backwoods country comedy. The horror aspect is treated very succinctly. Some people were bothered by the narration, but it never really got to me. Some comic book readers aren't into the whole caption thing. I thought it was rad. Like, I like the storytelling aspect of it. And it's all told, for the most part, from the point of view of the sheriff, who's one of the main characters. It's the sheriff who nothing really happens to, Wyatt, who becomes indestructible and can fly, and then Amanda, who starts communicating with a witch who exists sort of outside of the county. It's left a little mysterious, but overall, it does, I guess, have its failings in that some of the dialogue and the narration are written phonetically, which can bother some people. I think those people need to reassess a little bit, because I think that it really adds to the ambiance of the book, which plays off the shock and awe of having everything you've known, especially in something like a small town where the status quo is so important, completely flipped over. And there's a high school dance sequence that is kind of the finale of the book, but my favorite sequence in the book is actually the scene leading up to that, where the kids are all getting ready to go to the dance, and they're kind of meeting up and discussing what's happened to their friends and the different mutations that have happened. And I don't know, just little things like the haircuts, the fashion, it seems incredibly fresh and modern, despite the fact that it is approaching a decade in age, which is a long time for a comic book, for those of us that are concerned with what's going on currently in comic books, and we're not supremely concerned with characters that are 75 years old, though I'm sure we'll be reviewing plenty of them. Being that this is the first review in the series, I don't know if I'm going to really stick to this, but for now, I'm gonna go ahead and give this a strong 8 8.5 out of 10. I really, really like this book. I've sold my comic collection many times, which is not an uncommon thing for nerds that are also artists to do periodically. Comic books can kind of be like a savings account, you know. You spend the money when you have it, and then when you need it, you get rid of them. And this one is one that I've hung on to. Not necessarily because I don't come across it very often when I'm out shopping, but because it's just a good book and the reread value on it is pretty solid. So yeah, check it out. North 40, Aaron Williams, Fiona Staple. I'm going to give you a little page through, and maybe I'll even drop some artwork in there, but you can't see shit. I got to work on the lighting here. Anyway, this is Adam for the Illustrated Friends on Graphic Novel. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.